All right. Hi, folks. Um, we are here because I just released a new record called Wars Our Mothers Fought. And I thought that it would be fun to play it, have like a little bit of a listening party. I would do this at my house with people here in person if we weren't still in a pandemic. So we'll just do this online and folks can tune in from everywhere. And since this is the first time that I've released a record on vinyl, I thought that instead of like playing it in some high-tech way where I can share my computer sound with you, I would just play it on my record player and we could all enjoy that experience. Um my husband is apologizing that our cat is meowing in the background because I told him that he would have to be quiet because since we're playing on a real record player, we've got mics set up for sound. And they can pick up everything. Okay. So, here is the record that we're going to be playing tonight. Pretty exciting. This is the back of the record. You can't see because it's weird lighting and there's poly on the outside, but there's like Mike Tallman of Ad Noise Studios who did this design. He incorporated some of my lyrics that I wrote, like handwritten lyrics, in the design on the back of the album, and I really love the way that turned out. So something that sort of an album secret that you might not know, probably nobody knows this right now except for me and my husband, is that this photo was taken in our backyard in front of a cactus. And the sky was really dramatic that day. Like the sky looked similar to the background here. It was just kind of white. But the photo didn't turn out looking this good when it first was taken. Before I sent it to Mike, I had to ask my husband if he would please remove the little pasta sauce stain that I had on the side of my mouth that I didn't notice until after the photo shoot was over. And if he could also painstakingly remove all of the cat hairs that I had neglected to clean off of my shirt before we did this impromptu photo shoot. So those things happened, and now this photo looks really awesome and professional. I'm going to put it a little bit closer. We're streaming on 2 different platforms tonight, so we'll do one and then the other. Okay. Let's take this record out of the packaging. Here's one of my favorite parts of how this record turned out. Mike used my tattoo as the label in the center of the record. All right, so we're going to set this on side A here. And let's get this going, shall we? You're going to hear on side A the songs One Step, Call Us What We Are, and Work Fires.
You walked away, I lost my anchor. The world fell upside down. And I've been swimming at odd angles, tracking the surface, but I still can't open my mouth. One step, one step, one breath, one step, one step, one. When you walked away, I was like a sailor, mapping my way out. Now I live here underwater, I find my way forward, but I still can't open my mouth. One step, one step, one breath, one step, one step, one step, one step, one breath, one step, one step, one step, one step, one breath, one step, one. I am a lighthouse, I am a lighthouse, I am the ocean, I am a cloud, I am the voice that knows what the truth is. I am a small child, can't open my mouth, can't open my mouth. Step through, one step, one breath, one step through, one step water. And if I look at it long enough, do you think I'll be strong enough? If I look at it long enough, do you think I'll be strong enough to let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go? I was a mountain, I am the fallout, I have been free, gather the clouds. I am a bird that knows it is useless. I am a small child, can't open my mouth, 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 open my mouth, can't open my mouth, can't open my mouth. One step through, one step water, one breath, one step through the water. One step, one step, one breath, one step, one step, one. One step, one step, one breath, one step, one.
Hi, Brenna. Hi, Stills.
We've been running, never fast enough. We've been hunted, we take the punches, and then we get back up. We've been burdened, we've endured the pain. We've been outspoken, we've been hoping we would see the change. You say that we earn what we work for. You say if it sells, it has a worth. You say, sweetheart, the choice is yours. Don't call me sweetheart unless you're my sweetheart. And if you were my sweetheart, you'd know I've played the right cards. Now you can play your part. And don't call me sweetheart. are. We're still waging wars our mothers fought. We're still taking what we can make to give it all we've got. You say that we earn what we work for. You say if it sells, it has a worth. You say, sorry, darling, we can't do more. Don't call me darling unless you're my darling. And if you were my darling, you'd know. I've seen your false stars, you bet some bad cards, ran away with the wrong heart. Now, call us what we are, call us what we are, call us what we are. We'll play the drum beat. We'll play the drum beat. We need you marching. We need you marching. Don't call me sweetheart. Don't call me sweetheart. Call me warrior. Call me warrior. We'll play the drum beat. We'll play the drum beat. We need you marching. We need you marching. Don't call me sweetheart. Don't call me sweetheart. Call me warrior. Call me warrior. We'll play the drum beat. We'll play the drum beat. We need you marching. We need you marching. Don't call me sweetheart. Don't call me sweetheart. Call me warrior. Call me warrior. We'll play the drum beat. We need you marching. Don't call me sweetheart. Hey, it could be that we found it. We danced around it, never committed. Yeah, I want a chance to show you. I want to know you've seen what I can do. But you tell me don't wait. Tonight you can't put me first. Say you gotta stay late to put out a fire at work. I wanna be one of your work fires. Gotta stay late to put me out. I wanna be one of your work fires, baby. Make you forget about everything else. Hey, you know it when you feel it. I'm not here to steal it. Got to be the right fit. Yeah, but don't you write me out yet. I'm a cost like an offset. Let me prove it. I want your tie loosened to get your mind ready. Want you making excuses why you gotta stay here with me. I wanna be one of your work fires. Gotta stay late to put me out. I wanna be one of your work fires, baby. Make you forget about everything else. I wanna be one of your work fires. I wanna be in your hands. I wanna be a problem. I wanna burn so hot you can't stand it. I made a promise, I'm a force of nature. I'm gonna keep, let the storm change you. I made a promise, I'm a force of nature. I'm gonna keep, let the storm change you. I made a promise, I'm a force of nature. I'm gonna keep, let the storm change you. I made a promise, I'm a force of nature. I'm gonna keep, let the storm change you. I made a promise, I'm a force of nature. I'm gonna keep, let the storm change you. I wanna be, one of your work. Let the storm change you. I wanna be in your hand. Let the storm change you. I wanna be high. Let the storm change you. I wanna burn so hot you can't stand it.
All right, y'all, that's side A. We'll turn it over to side B in a minute here, but I wanna give a couple shout outs and tell a story or two before that happens. I'm watching the chat on YouTube and Facebook and loving it. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Stells. Hi, Jillian. Hi, Eric and Debbie from a campfire. This seems like a great time while Jillian and Stells are here to talk a little bit about Call Us What We Are, which was the second song on that side. And that was a really fun one to make because I kind of made this record in two phases. There was like the maybe more than two. Um, there was the part where I produced all these songs enough so that I could play them live. And then there was the part where I toured and played them live a bunch. And then there was the part where I recorded them and I recorded the keys and vocals and finally like heard back what it sounded like when I played them live. Um, and that was a really like it was really fun to hear these songs for the first time recorded. But I also sat with them for months and spent a lot of time kind of trying to feel for what else they needed. And with Call Us What We Are, it really felt like it needed some drums and it like some real non-electronic drums, and it really felt like it needed like a whole gang of lady vocals in the end, just really hammering home that message of like, we need you marching with us, like don't sit on the sidelines and claim you're a feminist, you know. And so Jillian and Stells and Nikki Wolf and Noah Martucci and Misty T all came into the studio before COVID, back, you know, when we could all sing in a studio in the same room together and not worry about it. And we had a day where we recorded the backup vocals on that song. And as we were recording the backup vocals in the studio, I found out that my friend Mark in Colorado, Mark Venezia, who produced the song More Than This, he had four amazing women songwriters in his studio recording backup vocals on More Than This at the very same time. So there was like this incredible serendipity about that day and having all of these powerful women in the studio together in two separate locations recording backup vocals for two separate songs. So that turned out really wonderfully. And my friend Tyler Sabag did the extra drums that come in the second chorus and keep going throughout the song on Call Us What We Are. And let me tell you what, the song is so much better because of his drums and because of those backup vocals. So thanks, ladies. Thanks, Tyler. I want to give a shout out also to Startup Tucson and the idea funding contest that happened last week, because for Work Fires, that last song that you heard, I worked with Chazelle and Nail Emmert and the guys at One Focus Productions, Freddie J. Walker and Avai D'Amico, to make a music video for Work Fires that was all based around a dance that Chazelle choreographed and performed. And she recorded a whole tutorial for it. We sent it out to folks who wanted to participate in the video. And so we had a whole crew of friends who learned the choreography and sent in footage from all of their different spots and participated in the video. And that the video for Work Fires just won the idea funding contest, like the creative battle part of it, last week. And so that was really exciting. And I'm so grateful to Startup Tucson for putting on such an awesome event. So if you haven't seen the Work Fires music video yet, you can go look it up on YouTube. It's also on my Instagram. Check it out. I want everyone to see that video because I'm really proud of the way that it turned out. And I feel like I got to work with such talented people on that video, and I want everyone to know who they are. Okay, I'm going to turn this record over and we're going to get to side 2. Hi, everyone who's joining on Instagram. Hi, Laura. Hi, Taylor, if you're still there. Okay, here we go. There we go.
So you don't know what the hell you're doing here. Get in line. Join the rest of us, signing up for a long ride. So you think you're not better off for what you started with? Then let's take it away. See how far you make it with nothing but the suit you were wearing on your birthday, baby. And I got nothing but family now. Got nothing but family now. And the empire we built was barely standing. And I got nothing but family now. Got nothing but family now. And the empire we built is a body burning. I've tasted just enough of what it's like to skim the bottom. I know there's always further I could fall. We like to think that we could all be islands, but baby, so often it's a brother, a sister who keeps us hanging on. Oh, and we've got nothing but family now. Got nothing but family now. And the empire we built was barely standing. And we got nothing but family now. Got nothing but family now. And the empire we built is a body feel safe. Gotta save each other when we don't feel safe. They cannot when we don't feel safe. Gotta save each other when we don't feel safe. They cannot when we don't feel safe. Gotta save each other when we don't feel safe. They cannot when we don't feel safe. Gotta save each other when we don't feel safe. They cannot when we don't feel safe. Gotta save each other when we don't feel safe. We've got nothing but family now. Got nothing but family now. And the empire we build is a baby crying. We won't feel safe. Gotta save each other when we don't feel now. Got nothing we don't feel safe. Gotta save each other. And the empire we build is a teenage and we don't feel safe. Gotta save each other when we don't feel now. Got nothing we don't feel safe. Gotta save each other. And the empire we built needs all our love to grow up. To grow up. To grow up. To grow up.
Hi, Isaac. It's been forever. Glad you're here.
This is a test. This is a test. This is a test. Take it or this is a test. Need it. This is a test. Can you calm the beast or let the storm rage? Can you unravel in a contained space? Can you stare the fire down and be unchanged? Or do you run into the smoke to rescue every precious thing? This is a test, take it or this is a test, need it. This is a test, this is a test, take it or this is a test, this is a test, need it. This is a test, this is a test, take it or this is a test, this is a test, need it. This is a test, this is a test, take it or this is a test, this is a test, need it. This is a test. Can you be all things at once? Can you be all things at once? Can you be alone? Wait for it, wait for it, till the night falls all the way. Wait for it, wait for it, till the night falls all the way. When the dusk came down, when the dusk came down, in the hush we found, in the hush we found, our breathing is the loudest sound. Our breathing is the loudest sound. Our breathing is the loudest sound. In the hush we found. Wait for it, wait for it, till the night falls all the way.
Last song.
When all of this is over, I'll be what I always was. I will stand without a veil, where you can see me. When the stones forget to bind themselves and buildings fall to dust, I'll reflect the way you thought you could defeat me. And this will hurt, and this will break you. It's good to break when something needs to change. And I'll be here, I'll always love you, but I will not intervene to save your pain. When we are young again and we meet back where time begins, at the birth of everything, about to watch it all, I will kiss you in the moment just before we can imagine we will ever be. So divided we could fall, and it will shine, it will deceive us. It will seem so perfect, it could never end. And we will think love cannot leave us, but we will lose what we forget to defend. This will hurt, and they will break you. It's good to break when something needs to change. Now we are here, and I still love you, but I will not intervene to save you.
That's it, y'all. That's the album. I am gonna tell you a couple more stories before this is over. Um, First of all, if you are liking what you hear, or if you missed side one like Neil, um, this whole album it's on Spotify, it's on Bandcamp, it's on Apple Music. You can listen to it anywhere that music is typically streamed and sold except for Amazon because Jeff Bezos doesn't need any more of our money. Um, on Bandcamp, you can get the digital download. You can also order the vinyl. So that address is sharkheart.bandcamp.com. And the album's called Wars Our Mothers Fought. So if you search anywhere that you like to listen to music for Sharkk Heartt with two Ks and two Ts, Wars Our Mothers Fought, you'll find it. It's there in all the places except, as we mentioned, Amazon. Um, so I think that the best compliment that I've gotten about this album so far came from my dad. He said that, he's been hearing all of these songs separately for the last several years as I've been writing them and performing them, but listening to them all back to back, um, he felt like it was an impressive body of work, and he thought I should be proud of it. And that meant so much coming from him, because he's been such a big supporter since day one. And whenever I've judged what I've done with my life, he's said, "Why does it make any more sense for you to like sacrifice doing what you really love for a job that you don't like? Like, why is that more logical?" He's always framed it in that way, and I'm super grateful for that, because I owe him thousands and thousands of dollars between college and the last album that I made, and the all the bus repairs that I've needed to do on tour that I didn't have the money in my bank account for. So thanks to my dad for all of that support. Um, I want to tell you a story about Nothing But Family and a story about This Will Hurt, which is the last song that you just heard. This Will Hurt. Um, I had the recording of that song done for a while, the keys and vocal recording done for a while, and I wanted to do something a little bit less stripped down with it. Um, and I wasn't really sure what to do, and so I took that song over to my friend Kevin Larkin's house, and we had a day with it, about a year and a half ago, I would say, um, where we just started trying stuff out. And the best thing about Kevin Larkin is that he's like, "What if we try this really strange sounding idea and see where that takes us?" And we just do a bunch of that until something sticks. And um, it was his idea to add like a string section, to write like a string section part for that song. And he spent a couple of hours with me writing those sections. It's always good to have someone else with me writing string section parts because my instinct is always to go for the most dissonance possible and like the most weird, haunting chords possible. And Kevin reined me in a little bit and he was like, one or two of those are great, but like, we want to add emotion to the song and not like make it feel like a horror movie. And I was like, yeah, you're right. And so we came up with this string part and we had it done up with like a string synth sound as kind of a placeholder. And then what we did was we took this one vocal sample and we put a bunch of effects on it until it sounded kind of haunting and it was pitched higher than it was before and it sounded like a different instrument. And what I did later was I took that one vocal sample and repitched it and used and like replaced the string synth with that one vocal sample. And so now all of the stuff that you hear swelling in the end that sounds a little bit like woodwinds and brass is actually just that one vocal sample um, played in 4 or sometimes even 5 parts. And another thing that Kevin did on that song was I was telling him that I wanted to make it feel kind of like a storm coming in. I wanted something to kind of rumble underneath everything else that was going on. And he was like, "What if we dropped this marble on this TV table?" Which is definitely not a storm rumbling kind of sound. It's a very clattery, kind of annoying sound. But Kevin managed to take that sound and turn it into the sound in that song that sounds kind of like thunder rolling in. Um, so that is an example of some of the magic that went into making this album that I would not have been able to accomplish on my own. And then Nothing But Family, the first song that you heard on that side of the album, um, that one was the first song that I ever produced electronically in Ableton. And when I first started producing songs in Ableton, it was kind of because I had to. I had been using a friend's loop pedal and he wanted it back. I'd been borrowing it for like almost 2 years. And he wanted to start using it again. And so I needed to send it back to him. And I needed to start using this other pedal, like a MIDI pedal that my friend Sam had sold me. And in order to use this MIDI pedal to loop vocals the way that I had been looping them, I needed enough of a structure in Ableton, like enough of something keeping a beat that I could play along to it. And that's how I originally created Nothing But Family. Was I just needed something that had a beat that I could play along to. And so once I created Nothing But Family and started playing that live, and then created some arrangements for a few other songs and started playing those live, um, I got a little bit better at the tools that were available in Ableton, and I learned how to do a little bit more with them, and I learned how to create arrangements that I was really happy with. And once we started recording these songs, and when I say we, I'm talking about me and my friend Frank Bear, who did all of the recording at his house, actually between his house and my house. And he also did all of the mixing and mastering on the album. He knows a lot now about how I like my vocals to sound, and sort of what my preferences are and what I'm going to tell him about what direction I want a song to go in. And a lot of the way that this album sounds is because of Frank. So when I heard the first recording of Nothing But Family back, I realized that I could hear the difference between that song and the other songs on the record. I could hear that Nothing But Family was the first song that I had ever produced in Ableton, and I wasn't happy with it. And so that was the one song that, instead of just adding one or two things, I kind of stripped everything away and rebuilt it from the ground up. Um, and I added in this sort of background vocal part that happens in the beginning and then underneath the chorus, and I felt like it needed real bass, not like a synth bass. And so I drove up to Phoenix, where my friend Andrew Bates lives, and he toured with me quite a bit before I moved back down to Tucson. And um we recorded bass for Nothing But Family and for Work Fires, and This Is a Test. That's Andrew's bass on all of those songs. And on Nothing But Family, he came up with this beautiful riff that happens underneath everything in the chorus. It's like a dun 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 dun. It kind of mirrors the melody, but a couple octaves down. And I loved it so much. I felt like it added so much vibe to the song, and it helped me figure out what the other pieces were that needed to fall into place. Um, so that's it. That's the stream. Um, I'm gonna I'm gonna close this out and say goodnight, but you can listen to the album on all of the streaming platforms, and you can get the vinyl, your own copy of the vinyl at sharkheart.bandcamp.com. And thank you so much to everybody for tuning in. This has been fun, and I'm gonna head over to a Zoom now for my Patreon supporters. So if you're one of those, please feel free to head over there and join me. Okay, bye everybody.